everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing my August makeup haul slash low buy that I've been doing for the past year. I definitely have quite a few products to share with you guys, so if you are interested to know what products I picked up for the month of August, definitely continue watching. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. I do upload 3 times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. And let's just go ahead and jump right in. On a low buy. I was gonna say no buy. I'm on a low buy and my monthly budget is $150. Some months I am on that budget and some other months I am not. I go over, and this month is definitely one of those over months. So the first products I have to share with you guys, I placed an order at Colourpop and I bought the Colourpop Garden Variety palette. The packaging on this is beautiful, and when I saw it as well, like sneak peeked, I was like, I want that palette. And then I saw the inside and even more. Look how pretty this color scheme is. It's super pretty. I have used this in a previous Shop My Stash video. I did find that some of these matte shades are kind of more on the drier side. They may be more tightly pressed. They're not super pigmented like the Colourpop formula is, which I thought was kind of different because you're used to that pigmented, you know, they kind of have some kickback, and like these two shades didn't really have kickback. The shimmers are super pretty in this palette. Definitely have been enjoying this palette. I just feel like the pigmentation is a little different than what we're used to from Colourpop, but overall I do like this palette. I kind of wish they would have released this palette in the springtime and not like the end of summer, but overall I do like the palette. I think it's super pretty, besides those mattes being a little more tightly pressed. But I love the packaging, I love the color story in here. And then with that order as well, oh, I just realized I got a kit, I guess. I thought I was just buying the blush, but it also came with the Luxe lip oil, the purplish tinted one. This is a blush, and this is in the shade Nightbloom. I just really wanted the blush, but I guess I had ordered the duo set. I don't know, the oil is in my restroom and I don't want to go get it. So this is what Nightbloom looks like. This was very beautiful. I really enjoyed it and I wanted to pick it up because I don't really have these kinds of shades in my collection. It doesn't look super purple on my cheeks. It mostly looks more pink, and I think it's pretty. It's pigmented, it's nice, and I don't have any of these kind of tones in my collection for blush, so I definitely wanted to pick these two products up from the collection. And from that order I ended up spending $32.13. Next up, I did place an order at Bite Beauty and I picked up their Changemaker Supercharged Micellar foundation. This cost me $24.58. It was on sale. I had free shipping as well. I think it was like $22 plus tax, and I had a free shipping code and it was discounted, so I went ahead and picked it up. I remember when this first came out, a lot of people were raving about this. It doesn't look heavy on the skin. I think it looks very pretty on my skin. When I swatched it, I thought it was more pink, but on my face, I didn't think it was too off either. This is in the shade L45. I think it's a nice everyday foundation. I didn't think it looked heavy on my skin or anything like that, so I am happy I have this in my collection. Next up, I picked up from Marshalls. I picked up 3 items. The first product I picked up was this Too Faced Love Light Prismatic Highlighter. This is in the shade Blinded by the Light, and I definitely had seen like the gold shade in this packaging, but I was kind of more interested in this one, which is more of like a champagne pale color, and it's actually very pigmented as well, and it looks really pretty on the skin. I don't know how much I paid for each individual product, but I did spend $24.97 for the 3 products I picked up. I do like it. I think the packaging is super cute, and I do like highlights that don't have glitter in them, which this one does not have glitter, so I thought this looked really pretty on my skin. And I also did pick up this ABH Loose Pigment in the shade Sand, and oh, this says it costs $5.99. I haven't used this yet. I pretty much picked this up for when I freelance because this is kind of like a beautiful shade for brides or even bridesmaids when they want something like shimmery but not too intense but still beautiful. And I saw this at Marshall's and I was like, this will be perfect for my freelancing kit. But I did put it in my new makeup drawer just so I could use it as well. It's like a pinky champagne shimmer pigment, and it's beautiful again for brides or also bridesmaids, and so I think it is very pretty. And then lastly, I picked up the Too Faced Better Than Love Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, and it's a, is this felt tip? It's a brush applicator. So far, I think it's nice. It's not super like opaque or anything. I kind of feel like it's skipping a little bit too. It's okay. I didn't think it was amazing or anything, so I don't know. I guess I could have passed on these products. Next up, I picked up the Sydney Grace times Mel Thompson collab palette. I watch Mel Thompson here on YouTube. I really enjoy her channel. I really trust her opinion on reviews as well. And I decided to go ahead and support her and buying her palette. Again in collab with Sydney Grace, and I had to order this as a pre-sale, and I just got it like a few days ago. This is the Tiny Marvels palette, again in collab with Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson. How beautiful is this packaging? To be honest, when I first saw the reveal, I was like, ooh, the packaging's cool, like so Mel. But when I saw the inside, I was just like, it's not like pulling me in, but I still kind of want it so I can support her. But I don't know, it's like an everyday kind of palette, so we'll see. But this is what the packaging looks like. It is a cardboard packaging, and it's just really heavy for being like an indie brand, and it's really good quality as well. I haven't used this yet, but here is the palette. And Sydney Grace, I have tried some of their singles, and they're really pigmented. I haven't swatched this at all. I did get it in a few days ago. I opened it up to make sure it wasn't broken, and I was like, yeah, this is like an everyday kind of palette, just with a few pops of color. Definitely looking forward to trying this out. Let's go ahead and swatch some shades. Fire Butts, that's funny. Ooh, this is like metal. Meadow Hawk, and then Marvel. I know Sydney Grace shimmers are super nice, and also the mattes are super pigmented, so I'm sure I won't have any issues with pigmentation with this palette. But wow, look at that. How awesome are these swatches? These are so pretty. Super crazy, super pigmented. And I did spend $48.20 for this palette. I think I paid for shipping. I don't even remember. But I think this will be perfect everyday kind of palette for me. Again, with some of the pops of color in here. I was expecting more from the packaging, but I guess it kind of does match it, because there's a green, there's like a pink in here, like this color, and this one and that one, like burgundy, I guess. I don't know. I was expecting a different color story from seeing the packaging, but I'm sure I will love the pigmentation on this. Again, I've used Sydney Grace shadows, and they have been very pigmented. Next up, Muse Beauty was having a sale. They were having like a lot of sales with their Viseart palettes. This particular sale kind of caught my eye. They had buy two Viseart, any two Viseart like 12 pen palettes, and get a free Esam dual-ended eye pencil, and then 2 free eye brushes. And the sale was $128. And I did have a credit at PayPal because I had done freelancing, and they paid me through PayPal, so I had a $100 credit through PayPal. So I only ended up spending $26.67 for these products here, which I thought, well, like I should definitely pick it up because it's like a no-brainer. The first palette I picked up was the Paris Nudes palette, and here it is. I actually picked this up because of Morgan Turner here on YouTube. She was recommending this palette for bridal makeup. Again, I do freelancing, and I do makeup for weddings and quinceañeras and just like prom. I did do a couple wedding makeups in the month of August, so I picked this up, and actually did take this with me for one of those bridal freelancing that I did, but I wasn't like impressed. I don't know, I wasn't getting what I wanted with this palette. This shade right here is actually really gold on the lid. This one wasn't too bad actually, but other than that, the girls that I do makeup on usually want kind of like this pigment here that I bought from ABH. So they want like a pinky shade on the lid. And this on the lid, like if I packed it on, I did pack it on a girl and it was really gold on her lid, and she wasn't really, she wanted something like pale but not like gold, and that just pulled super gold on her. So I don't know, I kind of regret picking this palette up. This color is actually pretty. I don't know, I kind of regret picking this palette up, to be honest. I wish I would have gotten like the dark mattes instead of this one, because I haven't used the other palette I picked up, but this one I kind of regret picking it up. I might sell this on my Poshmark. I've only swatched, what, 3 shades in here? I don't know. I might get rid of that. This is the Viseart Neutral Mattes. I think this is the second one, and I'm loving the color story in here. Super happy. I picked this one up. This one has been on my radar for a while, and I haven't used it yet. It's waiting its turn for my Shop My Stash still. But this color story is super pretty. I love like the camel tones in here. It's kind of more like it has cool tones in here and it has warm tones. I think it's a really beautiful palette. I don't know. I kind of regret buying this one, and I kind of wish I would have gone a different Viseart palette. I just don't see myself reaching for this, and I kind of, again, just regret buying that one. But this one I'm excited for. I love the Viseart formula. Look at this. That is pigmented. I really like the Viseart formula, and I thought I had gotten a good deal. I just wish I would have gotten a different palette. Those are 3 of the shades. Very pigmented. Again, I'm super excited to use that palette, but this other one, I wish I got something else. And then again, you did get 2 free of the Esom brushes. This one is a small scallop shadow brush. And then this one is the small round eye contour brush. So here are these brushes. I heard really good things about the brand. I haven't used these yet. Maybe I should open one of these up and see. They're okay. Like, they are soft, but this is a pencil brush, and then the other one's like a shadow brush. And then I also did get this eyeliner, dual eyeliner for free. And I ended up picking... There was like 3 different ones you can pick from. So I got rosé and champagne, I think. I wanted to get something that I didn't have. This is really pretty. It's like a champagne liner. And then this one is a brown one. Oh, actually it's like a dark purple. So I got those for free. Yeah, that was my Muse Beauty order, and for that I paid again $26.67. Not bad at all. Again, I don't think I'm really interested in this palette here to even keep using it, so I think I am going to sell this on my Poshmark. Next up, I was already at my budget. I was at $153.55, and this was at 8/11. So like 2 weeks into the month of August, I was already at my $150 budget. But of course, I wanted to buy this palette here, so I went ahead and picked it up. Well, my friend actually did. I was in line to pick up this palette, and she was already to the add to cart and checkout, so she picked it up for me, and then I ended up paying her $60 for this palette to also mail it to me. So it was $50 for the palette and then $10 for her to ship to me. So this is the Bperfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. I've used this palette one time and I was very impressed with the pigmentation. Bperfect's actually really nice. I also have the Mama Mitchell palette times Bperfect. Isn't it Bperfect? No, that one's Beauty Bay. Just kidding. So I do have the first one, which the color story, it has a little bit of color and neutrals and stuff like that, but when I feel like when the color story is a little too scattered everywhere, I just get kind of like overwhelmed and I don't know what looks to do. But this one's kind of like up my alley because it's more like all the shades are together. It's like monochromatic greens and purples and oranges and stuff like that. So here's what the palette looks like. How beautiful and colorful is this palette here. Again, I like this kind of color story where all the shades of the same color family are together, because it doesn't like mess with my brain and is like, what are you gonna do today? You know, I don't really do like purple in the crease and blue on the outer corner and red on the lower lash line. Usually if I do a look, it's pretty monochromatic. So I like layouts like this. And again, this palette is super pigmented and super nice as well. Let me do some swatches here. Ooh, this Starlight is beautiful. Let's do this shade here, and this color is beautiful as well. Let's swatch this like lime green too. So here are, ooh, this color story is super pretty. So look at these super beautiful, bright, fun colors. Kind of wish, again, this also came out like more beginning of summer. Maybe COVID just made launches pushed back, but the only time I've used this palette, I'm super happy with it. I'm excited to keep on using this. Definitely going to probably pick this in a future Shop My Stash so I can get more use out of this palette here. And again, this palette did cost me $60. And then the last product I picked up, I went to Ulta because I was going to return the Estee Lauder. That was part of last month's July's makeup haul. And then I exchanged it for the new Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. And I picked up the shade Vanilla. I guess the shade range runs a little dark because I'm in the shade light beige in the original formula, and in the matte version I got vanilla and it matches me pretty well. And I definitely like the matte version more than the original Too Faced, just because the original Too Faced makes me really oily sooner. I may have to test that foundation out with a mattifying product. Maybe I'll love it right now, like fall winter time. I just remember it being really making me super oily super quickly, and I just didn't like the way my skin looks. So I ended up returning the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra something foundation and picked up the Too Faced matte, and I've been enjoying that. But I also, when I went there, my husband was like, oh look, Kylie palettes, they're $19. So I was like, oh, let me take a look. I decided to go with this one here. This is the Kylie Cosmetics, this sort of sweet palette. Here is the color story. I do have this in this week's Shop My Stash video, and this is also what I have on my eyes today. I think it's a really beautiful palette, and I'm loving the color story in here as well. I did use this in my crease, this in my outer corner, and this on my lid. And I think it's really nice. The shimmers in here are super nice, I thought, and the mattes I didn't have any issue with. So I'm loving the color story right now. I'm like into neutral shades, even though I have this like bright colorful palette. You'll see for September's makeup haul, I've been buying a lot of neutral palettes. I think it's just because I've been buying a lot of colorful palettes, so I'm kind of like, let's do some neutrals and tone it down. You know, you can't really be wearing greens and oranges and stuff like that to work, so I've been buying more like a neutral everyday kind of palette. So you'll definitely be seeing some more palettes in next month's makeup haul, but so far, first time using it, I think it's pretty nice. I haven't had any issues with pigmentation or anything like that. And then I also did pick up this foundation here. This is the Lorac Pro Soft Focus Longwear Foundation. I picked up the shade 9 Medium. I do have this on my skin today, and it actually looks really nice on my skin. I did have to mix this with a lighter foundation because the shade is a little too dark for me. I didn't swatch it when I bought it, but I just kind of put it on the side of my hand at Ulta, and I thought it was going to be a pretty good match, but I should have known. I never buy foundations that are in the medium category. It's always like light, medium, light, like the deepest light shade they have, or the lightest medium shade they have. I probably could have gone, I think they had number 7 medium. I probably should have went with that instead, but I picked this up, and Lorac, I guess, is being taken out of my Ulta. Maybe yours as well. Definitely check it out. But they had up to 90% off Lorac products. They had lip liners, lipsticks, concealer, foundation. I think that was all they really had. And I got this foundation for $3.60, I believe. I'll definitely keep using this, but just alone, I can't really use it alone because the shade is too dark for me. With these two products from Ulta, I paid $22.80, so I probably got it even cheaper than what I'm saying, because this was $19 and this was $3 and something, so I only paid $22.80, so it was even cheaper than that. So overall, for the month of August, I spent $236.35. These two orders were the ones that pushed me over my budget. I was already over budget $3 with everything else, but this definitely pushed me over to $236.35. So those are all the products I picked up in the month of August. What did you pick up? What do you guys think of any of the products that I mentioned? what did you pick up for the month of August? Let me know down below. I'd love to know. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!